really, but okay. I'll move back a little bit.
Hello, this is Claire OT and I'm broadcasting from COT 2012 again, and I've just come out of a presentation about communities of practice online, which was obviously really interesting for me. But I was sorry that I had to miss some presentations that I really wanted to go to, and one of the presenters that I had to miss was Gillian Crossley, who's a member of our O-Talk and OP-Chat community of practice. So I'm sitting with Gillian now, and I just want to ask her how did it go, Gillian, presenting at conference? How brave?
It went okay, I think. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I was really nervous. My heart felt like it was pounding out in my chest, but I did it. Didn't quite last the full 10 minutes. I did talk a little bit faster and I didn't quite include everything, but it went really well. I'm really glad that I did it, and everybody else's presentation was fantastic. Everybody did really well.
So do you have any advice for people, because you're a final year OT student, so I'm so impressed with this crop of OT students, it's so good. Do you have advice for other students that might be thinking, I'd love to talk about what I'm doing, but I feel, a little bit shy about it. Maybe it's something that's for people that have been in practice years. What would you like to say to students?
My advice is just go for it. Don't worry about it. Take on the extracurricular stuff and talk about what you're doing. It really isn't that scary, and actually to do it in the student environment as a student at conference, kind of in a little bit more of a supportive environment, and everybody is just wanting to encourage you, so it's a good time to do it for the first time. Go for it.
I think in some ways the student OTs that we've got coming through are streets ahead of some of our clinicians in terms of engaging in social media and being active in our online communities like O-Talk and OP-Chat. I know you've hosted several of those chats. Is that something that worried you before you did it?
It did worry me before I did it, but again, I think my presentation was actually about implementing learning, and sometimes things don't go the way we planned, and sometimes they're a bit frightening. What I've learned, actually, they're never as hard as I thought them up to be in my head, and I always gain from them. So it's about doing it, learning from it, and then implementing what you've learned. And then when you're implementing, actually you've got something else you can reflect on and learn from and continue to develop. And it is sometimes daunting joining OT talks and things online, but the more you do it, the more practice, the better at it you get. So go for it.
Yeah, so I'm certainly thinking about actually writing up some of the stuff that I've been thinking about, and maybe I've not had confidence to do that before, but it must be even more daunting when you're still a student. But are you considering doing something like that, and have you been offered any support with that?
I am planning on writing up. I actually submitted 3 abstracts this year, one of which is on social media with I've done that with Sandra Green, Kerry Murphy and Andrew Hook and Sarah Bordell as well. So we have been asked by the authorities to write that up, so we will write that up. And another one that I submitted was about the therapeutic use of humour. That's been inspired by Alice Hartop's lecture, so I'm also going to be writing that up as well. My support's mainly been through my social networks, actually, people that I've met online that have offered me support and offered advice, so I'll continue to do that.
So obviously there's the O-Talk and OP-Chat tweet chat on Tuesdays at 8 till 9 p.m. GMT, but there's also the suite of 4OT groups in Facebook where we can give and offer support and get a lot of support from our cohort as well. And I think you've set one of those groups up, haven't you?
Yep, I set up Role Emerging 4OT, so I don't administrate it on my own. That's done with Susan Burwash and another student that graduated last year, Lindsay Thorney, and that's for people who are interested in Role Emerging practice, non-traditional practice, and sharing how they promote OT and building a network of people who have similar thinking and getting support if you're isolated and in a non-traditional setting and want to keep an occupational focus.
So do you think that might be somewhere where you look for work in a role emerging setting, or have you got any interviews lined up yet for when you graduate?
No interviews lined up yet. I am applying. I'm kind of seeing where things are going. I would like to do something role emerging because I truly believe you don't need to have a diagnosis to be experiencing things that are affecting your occupations, and I would love to take that further and explore that. I'm actually think it makes me think more about the OT process and how it applies rather than going along with the status quo and what's always been done in that particular environment.
Do you think that students coming through the process now are kind of more open to experiences in role emerging jobs because it might not have been available as a placement option for people who've qualified several years ago?
I think they are. I think that's partly due to interest, partly due to it being pushed, and partly due to kind of necessity. The profession needs to grow. There isn't that many traditional occupational therapy jobs out there at the moment for newly qualified occupational therapists. So looking for areas in which actually occupational therapy fits really well. You might not have the title of an occupational therapist, but if you're using your occupational therapy skills, then you still can be registered as an occupational therapist on the HPC, and it's still a way of using your passion to help people with their occupation.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that really comes over strongly to me. I mean, with everybody here, not just the students, but particularly the students, the enthusiasm that they show coming to conference and stuff, which is daunting for all of us because we're all meeting heroes, aren't we? I know you said Jennifer Creek was watching you do your presentation. I met Jennifer briefly yesterday, but I've never dared go up to her unless it was quite by accident. I was talking to somebody else that was sitting next to her, and then they said, "Did you know this is Jennifer Creek?" And I was like, it's really exciting being with these people that we've read their books. It's like when you start tweeting with Hugh Molyneux or Edward Duncan. We're such OT geeks, aren't we? We really are. I know, it's crackers. So Gillian and I are going to take on board some serious Costa coffee. I should be getting sponsored by Costa for these broadcasts because I'm doing so many of them from the cafe here. But I'm going to sign off now, and I will catch up with you later. And if I manage to find Jennifer Creek again, then I'm definitely going to collar her for an interview next time. All right, thanks for watching, and see you later.